Hey there, second grade. I wanted to make a video to show you a skill that we're going to be using next week for our project. So if you wanted to get some practice in while you were home, I wanted to make sure that you had the instructions on how to do that. So we are going to be making paper snowflakes. I'm going to make a big one today, but when we do our project, because we are working on near and far, you're going to want to make some that are really big and really small. So when we are in class next week, I will have paper cut out ahead of time for you so that you can do big or small. You just have to pick the size you want. But right now, if you're at home, you're going to take a piece of plain printer paper like this. This is really, really thin. This is basically just what you would get out of your printer. You could use scrap paper. If you use something heavier like construction paper, you can still use that. You just need to know that it might be a little bit harder to cut. So I need to start out with a square. So in order to do that, I'm going to fold my corners together. I'm going to bring this corner here just right up to the edge of the paper, and it's not going to go all the way over to this corner. So this is where it's hitting right now. There's a little bit of extra. That extra is the part that's not a square. So I'm just going to cut that off with my scissors. And then the rest of our folding, and this can just go wherever, that's trash, you don't need it. You can draw on it later though if you want. What I'm doing for the rest of my folding is just making more triangles. So there's a really cool thing about shapes that if you fold a triangle in the middle, it still stays a triangle. So I'm just going to take this corner right here and touch it to my other corner. And then if you think back to what we've learned about folding in the past, you want to push your finger on the line so that it stays nice and folded. And we have another triangle. So I can flip this over so that the point is pointing away from me. I'm going to take this corner again and fold it. And it's a little bit trickier the more folds you get. I'm going to fold it so that it touches this corner. And I'm going to use my hands and my fingers and push it down so I've got a nice even fold. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to point it so the point is away from me. I'm going to take my right hand, bring this right corner over to my left corner. Now I really, really have to push down to make sure that this folds. And that is the beginning of a snowflake. Now, you have three lines. This line right here is completely folded, and this line right here is completely folded. But this line is going to be our outside. It's got parts that aren't folded. It's got the flat, kind of ripply ends of the snowflake. So I'm going to know that this part here where both sides are folded is my middle. And I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm just going to cut out a shape. I'm going to do it as zigzag, and I know that whenever I open this up, I'm going to see a lot more versions of this shape. I'll see this about 4 times. And then I'm going to cut shapes that will look cool when I'm done. So I'm going to do triangles. Triangles are really easy, and I'm cutting on my all folded sides right now. And then I can kind of take a big chunk here. You never want to cut all the way through because then you're just going to end up having no snowflake. So I'll cut some things over here. You could do kind of weird curvy shapes, but you never ever want to cut all the way through your folded edge because again, you won't have a snowflake. And then I'm going to cut some things on the unfolded edge as well, the one that's got the actual sides to it. I'm just kind of cutting some zigzags. I don't know what this will look like when I'm done. So when there's no more space to cut things, I could put a little bit right here. And you want to do this over a trash can so you don't make a mess and your mom's not frustrated with you. When you're done, you're just going to unfold it. I just kind of find that corner piece. And I unfold and unfold and unfold. And I have a paper snowflake. So make a square with your printer paper and then make a bunch of triangles by folding it. Cut out shapes along your edges, and when you unfold it, you should have a super awesome snowflake. So if you want to try to do this along at home, you can. You can make big snowflakes or little snowflakes, as many snowflakes as you want, but this is what we're going to be doing for our project in class next week. Have fun.